Getting back into a routine, it's a good thing, but not if you feel like you are just going through the motions day after day. My next guest wants to help you infuse your life with joy juicers, those moments that add meaning and add fun. Studio 5 contributor and Back to Basics founder Connie Sokol is here with ways she squeezes purpose and joy into her day-to-day routine. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you.
You're a joy juicer. I don't even know, what is a joy juicer? This is like when you're the author in you, the brilliant writer in you comes out because you have such a way of saying things. So let's define joy juicer.
Well, I think it's just that happy grease in like the daily grind of life. I mean, we have our to-do list and it's carpool and it's grocery shopping and it's toilets and it's all those things. It's those keeper moments and those things that you go, whew, it was a little pop. That's what it is.
A little buzz to my day.
Yeah.
A little lift.
Yeah.
Well, and oftentimes I think our mind goes to joy that's out there, joy that we can seek or find or create. And you say the first place to start is just internal.
Oh yeah, and start with just being joyful about who you are. I think one of the biggest things that women do is we start feeling less than and less happy because we start looking around what we don't have, what we'd like to have, what somebody else is doing better, and instead being able to rejoice in who we are and our wonderfulness, just what's right here. And when we do that, we fill each other's gaps and we appreciate one another.
So give us permission. I'm putting you on the spot. What's something you rejoice about you? Help us know that it's okay, because sometimes, I could go off about 20 things about you and you can say 20 things about me.
You know, and that's so how we do. Okay, so I have learned to rejoice in my enthusiasm. Okay, so this has been something I've worked on for a lot of years because I get really enthusiastic and this is just, but it can be a bane as well as a blessing. And just a few weeks ago, I was meeting with this sweet librarian about programs we can do. And as we were synergizing, I was getting so excited. I was like, oh, that would be great. And then we could do this and we could do that. And oh, how it would help the women. And I was almost teary-eyed. Yes, and these women that I know that are struggling. And I think this woman thought I was on crack because by the time I'm going up and down and I'm like, pull it back,
rein
she's
it
gonna
in,
run.
rein it
and
in.
I've had to really watch that. And for a couple of years, I actually just pulled back and didn't do anything. And like in church or whatever, would not say anything, sit in the back. And I remember this one lady coming up to me and saying, I so enjoy your enthusiastic personality. It just shines. And I was like, devastated. I thought, I've done nothing. I've said nothing. And I thought, I've got to own this. And I'll still put it back and I can temper it, but it's a part of me. And so I'll rejoice in that.
See, that's what I love about you. That's at the top of the list.
When I don't tidal wave, which is kind of semi today.
No,
so, yeah.
You see, there's also a lesson in this whole see your best self in a character from Harry Potter.
Yes, that Luna Lovegood. I was telling my kids about it the other day. I said everybody has value, everybody, because of who they are. And I love that J.K. Rowling used that here she's a little bit loopy sometimes, and people look at her that way, but it was actually that loopiness that saved him so many times and actually came to his aid and his benefit. So,
does it help to see sometimes when we're talking about those daily joy juicers, does it help to see the big picture in life?
Yes, I think when we pull back and we say, what is my personal purpose? What is the thing that I feel, I don't know, like driven to do or called to do, feel like I can't help myself doing, and then find the joy within that. We don't have to go crazy or nationwide or whatever. Just find the joy in the serving and the expressing ourselves and sharing of it, and that brings such great joy. And you can do it big, you can do it small. I have a friend that she feels compelled to help people in Africa, which is beautiful. Her son was called on a church mission there. She's gone back a couple of times. Great good that she's doing with clothing and food. And there's another friend of mine, she loves to teach kids how to read scriptures. And so she does these little cute books. She has a little website. It's nothing huge. It's just something she loves to do. Both women, same infused joy, same happiness in what they're doing.
So even if we accept the scale of it, big Africa, you know, small neighborhood service type thing, even if we accept that scale, I still think sometimes it's hard for women to identify what is my personal purpose. How can you go about navigating that?
Well, and then they skip over what they have personally to offer, because what happens is we start comparing and then we devalue who we are and what we bring to the table just by being who we are. And I was reading a talk about this one gal, and she said, I was thinking about my gifts and I kept going down all the usual ones, piano, singing, quilting, you know, whatever. And there was none. But she said she realized she had this gift of being able to do the English language, and she loved it, the syntax, the way that it moved, and that she was a writer. And that was, even though she didn't go global, it was the thing she loved to do. And then she said, I realized something else, that when I'm looking at other women, what makes me not like them is that they're doing theirs really well. But instead I switched it and I said, how is her gift blessing my life? And when we look at that and we say that very sentence, how is that woman's gift doing good in my life, benefiting my life, improving my life? Suddenly we embrace her. I have a friend that does food storage like none other, and I can't stand it, but she has already checked out which water bottles stack like Legos and have the great spigots and all that. which makes my head hurt. But I'm so thrilled because I glean from her.
Yes.
And I say, how is it blessing my life? Then we can come together rather than become enemies.
And when we talk about discovering those joy juicers, we've got to fit fun in there somewhere. And you say women are such darn good schedulers. Let's schedule fun. Let's make it intentional.
Absolutely. Schedule fun. I for sure, each week, each day, I do something fun intentionally. I'll say, what's my fun thing I'm looking for today? And so I'm going to drive home and look for it. I already had one fun thing this morning, but why limit to one is my theory. But I also think sometimes it's right in before us and we just have to take that little extra intentional step. So the other day I went to the park with my son, was going to do Zumba. He would be on the phone. I'd be doing Zumba. And I said, it's gorgeous. Let's go. So there's like a little cement thing right around the little play land. So I said, I'll run laps and let's do a game. You run up and go down the slide and see if you can do it faster than mom running around the laps. He was killing me. He was killing me. But it was so fun. And his little face was, I won, mom. And I'm like, yes, you did. And I'm dying. But it was joy. And that's what I'm talking about. Is
and
stopping.
Cost nothing.
Cost nothing. And stopping and saying, ooh, I love those wildflowers. Gonna pick them, take them. At a little decorating store, and I saw a hay bale, and I said, oh, I've always wanted to do that for Halloween. And I went by it, and I came back, said, we're getting it. And of course, assigned my daughter to make it cute. So it will be lovely. But you know what I'm saying? Those moments, you stop them, you take them, you feel the joy.
Joy juicers. You've heard the phrase here, and now you have the inspiration to put them into work in your own life. We can get more inspiration from you, I know, on your website.
Yes, ConnieSokol.com, and we're doing the Life is Too Short for One hair color collection. Funny, uplifting tips on being a woman, wife, and mother, and loving it. And that's on sale right now on my website.
Book that you want to get your hands on. So ConnieSokol.com is where you go. Thanks again. We'll be